The maintenance on Vendo equipment is really pretty simple. We do suggest, and all of our manuals recommend, that all our machines are put on a dedicated 20 amp circuit. And absolutely under no circumstances are any of our equipment to be run off of extension cords. They are to be plugged directly to a grounded, correctly polarized outlet. If you open the machine, any work that you need to do on the machine, in the lower left-hand corner down here, we have a plug. When you pull the plug, you automatically kill power to the whole machine. The cord goes out the back of the machine and plugs directly into the wall outlet. So now you've pulled power on the machine, and it's always recommended that power be pulled on the machine anytime you are to plug or unplug any component on this machine, even with changers and bell validators. It's a computerized plug, so it's very easy to plug back in, put the machine back in operation. Programming is very simple. There's a programming chart on the inside of the door. It's actually 3-button programming. So on this live display, you have a control board in the bottom. It has a hole down here, and inside that there's a button. It's called the mode button. You hit the mode button, come to the outside of the machine, and this machine will say error. That's your diagnostic codes. Your buttons are button 1, button 2, and button 3. Button 1 scrolls you up and down through a menu. Button 2 enters and saves during the menu, and button 3 backs you out. So at error prompt, if you hit button 2, it will tell you if you have an error code on the machine. If it comes up and it has a changer code, sometimes you have to hit button 2 again to go to the sub-menu to see what that error code is. You hit button 2 and hold it for 2 seconds. It will automatically clear the error code out if it needs to be manually cleared out. Button 3 brings you back out to the main menu. Button 1 scrolls you down through to test. In the test menu, you can do several things. If you enter into with button 2, the first thing it wants to know, do you want to test bend the machine? If you do, you hit button 2 and column 1 will come up. At that point, you can scroll down through any column, bring the column up here, and hit button 2, and it will test bend the motor. Again, button 3 brings you back out to the main menu. You can scroll down farther with button 1, sales to cost. Cost is where you set your price. Button 2 enters you in. The first thing it asks is all. If you want to set the entire machine to one price, you hit button 2 again, and it comes up, hit button 2 and get it to flash, and then button 1 will scroll you up by hitting and holding. Let off, it will scroll back down to whatever price you want. Button 2 saves it. From that point, you can go to button 1 again. It will bring you to selection 1, selection 2, right on down the line if you want to set a different price for a specific column. Again, you enter in, set your price, and come back out. If you want to set a machine up for cans or bottles on a Vendo 721 or 621, you have a 3-step process. Move your backspacer, slide your product slide underneath the bucket, and go to step 3, which is set depth at the control board. In order to do that, you come inside the machine, the mode button down here on the control board, you hit it, bring it up to where it says error. So, once you're at error, it's the same 3-button programming. Button 1 will scroll you down through to where it says DSEPT, depth set. You enter into that. It wants to know, do you want to set the entire machine to one depth? If you do, you enter into it, get it to flash. It'll allow you to set 1, 2, 3, or 4 deep. Once you have it set, button 2 will save it. Beyond that, you can scroll down through individual columns, and again, enter into that column, reset your depth, save it, and button 3 will bring you back out. You can set the entire machine, or you can set individual columns. So you can set the entire machine to one depth setting and then change column 8 to a different depth setting.